Many scientists have proposed that we are entering a sixth mass extinction, this time driven by human activity. Denying it is simply flying in the face of the mountain of data that is rapidly accumulating, and there is no longer room for skepticism, wondering whether it really is happening.
Here's a summary of the article.
Over the past 450 million years, life on Earth has been devastated by at least 5 mass extinctions, which are typically defined as catastrophes that wipe out more than 75% of species in a short amount of time. Many scientists have proposed that we are entering a sixth mass extinction, this time driven by human activity, though debates still rage over the validity and consequences of this claim. Now, a team led by Robert Cowie, research professor at the University of Hawaii's Pacific Biosciences Research Center, argues that the sixth mass extinction has begun on land and in freshwater seems increasingly likely, according to a recent article published in Biological Reviews. We consider that the sixth mass extinction has probably started and present arguments to counter those who would deny this, said the team, which also included biologists Philippe Boucher and Benoît Fontaine of the Muséum National d'Histoire Naturelle in Paris, France, in the article. The IUCN information on the extinction of birds and mammals is probably quite accurate, said Cowie in a call. Past studies have used IUCN data to refute the notion that we are entering a sixth mass extinction. In addition to raising alarms about a possible mass extinction, Cowie and his colleagues address a range of counterarguments that they say downplay the severity of human pressures on world species, or even suggest that humans should harness these ecological changes for our own benefit.
This post received a score of 10,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The big one for me is the Gulf of Mexico. Just sticking your head underwater in the 90s and there was life everywhere. To a younger person I'm sure it looks like a lot of life down there, but it looks like a desert compared to before.
Yes, I snorkeled a reef in the West Caribbean last winter that was just a mound of dead bleached coral, and the only life was the biggest sea urchins I've ever seen. Not a fish to be seen. Disappointed.
I was able to snorkel in a healthy reef for a short period a couple years ago, which was an experience like no other. Got to see some others, but they were pretty dead. Who knows if I'll get to see another living one again.
This is one of these news that are not exactly new, but that needs to be reminded more often than it is.
The scientific community needs a figurehead. A great communicator that gets cult status. This is just how people work. We need to try everything we can to give science its rightful place in society. They keep warning us about all kinds of stuff that becomes reality and we never listen.
To be fair, this isn't a matter of convincing figureheads, because even if people believe in this extinction it really doesn't matter. That's because ultimately they are not the ones making decisions. Further, at this point, I don't think there is any way we can recover within the next decade at the minimum. These hotter summers and cold winters are only going to increase in intensity, even if we stop everything that we're doing right now. I don't think it's really a matter of finding a convincing figurehead, it's more of big companies being more self-aware and proactive, but that will never happen.
There's just this feeling of uncertainty and lack of faith in humanity. Greed will always win out until it's unprofitable. I want to edit that I, personally, am not interested in raising children. It could be a utopia and I still wouldn't want children. This wasn't a statement on why you should or shouldn't have children.
It really sucks. I keep banking on things becoming truly apocalyptic by the time mine reaches 70. For that to be the best case scenario devastates and astounds me all in the same breath.
Now it'll just get gradually worse and worse, with little upswings and little downswings which seem dramatic but aren't that big in the overall scheme of things.
It's already dramatic as hell.
Oh, for sure. A wildfire in California that regenerates as a desert when it was a forest will seem dramatic to people who used to go camping there. It just won't be really noted by the whole of humanity. The problem is one bit at a time. Global environmental degradation is really gradual and hard to wrap our heads around.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.